She said, "If you can't accept me seeing my ex, maybe we should end this now." I replied, "You're absolutely right." Then I accepted the overseas job offer I'd been turning down for her. When she texted asking if we could talk, I sent back a selfie from the departure gate. Original post. I, 29 male, had been with Jessica, 27, for 4 years when everything fell apart. We met at a brewery in Portland, Oregon. One of those places with long communal tables where strangers end up talking. She was there with coworkers celebrating someone's promotion. I was there with my college roommate, who was visiting from out of state. Our groups merged. Jessica and I hit it off, and the rest became history. Jessica worked as an event coordinator for a hotel chain. I was a network security consultant, which sounds fancier than it is. Basically, companies hire me to find weaknesses in their systems before hackers do. Good money, flexible schedule, but it required occasional travel. Our relationship worked because we both had our own lives, but made time for each other. She had her friend group from work. I had my guys from my kickball league. We'd overlap on weekends, take trips to the coast, have Sunday dinners with her parents. It was solid, comfortable. I'd started looking at rings around the 3-year mark. Then 6 months ago, her ex-boyfriend came back into the picture. His name was Brett. They dated all through college at University of Oregon, broke up right after graduation when he moved to San Diego for some finance job. According to Jessica, it ended badly. Lots of tears, promises to stay in touch that faded within months. She told me early on that Brett was her big college love, but that they were both different people now, and it was ancient history. Ancient history stayed ancient until Brett's company opened a Portland office and transferred him back. Jessica told me about it over Thai food one night. So weird thing, Brett's moving back to Portland. He messaged me on LinkedIn saying he'd be in town and wanted to grab coffee to catch up. I shrugged. That's fine. You guys ended things a while ago, right? Yeah, like 5 years ago. I figured it'd be nice to catch up, show there's no hard feelings. Sure, go for it. Looking back, that was my first mistake. Not because I should have forbidden her from seeing him, but because I didn't pay attention to what happened after. The coffee meetup happened. Jessica came home and mentioned it was nice, a little awkward at first, but they'd fallen into old conversation patterns. Brett was doing well, single, settling into Portland. Then there was a second coffee, and a third. Then coffee became lunch. Lunch became after-work drinks. Before I knew it, Jessica was seeing Brett twice a week. I didn't think much of it at first. She'd tell me casually, meeting Brett for happy hour after work, or Brett wants to check out that new pizza place, might swing by. I'd say cool, have fun, and go about my evening. But the frequency increased, and the details decreased. She stopped mentioning what they talked about, stopped inviting me to join them. When I'd ask how it went, she'd give one-word answers. Fine, good, fun. Then came the night that changed things. We had plans to go to a concert. Nothing huge, just a band we both liked playing at the Crystal Ballroom. I'd bought tickets 2 months prior. Jessica knew about it, had it on her calendar, even bought a new shirt specifically for the show. Day of the concert, I'm getting ready, waiting for her to get home from work. 6 o'clock rolls around. Show starts at 8. She's usually home by 5:30. I text her, "Hey, leaving soon?" 20 minutes later, running late, be there soon. 7 o'clock, still not home. I call, no answer. 7:15, she texts, "So sorry, something came up. Brett's having a crisis, and I'm helping him work through it. Can you go to the concert without me?" I stared at that text for a solid minute. I called her. She answered this time. I could hear barn noise in the background. "Where are you?" "I'm at Qley's. Brett just found out he didn't get a promotion he was expecting, and he's really down. I couldn't just leave him like this." "Jessica, we have concert tickets. You've known about this for 2 months." "I know. I'm sorry, but this is important. He really needs support right now. And I'm just supposed to go alone? Or eat the cost of your ticket? Can't you take someone else? Ask one of your friends." "That's not the point. The point is you bailed on our plans for your ex-boyfriend." "He's not my ex-boyfriend. He's my friend who's going through something. He's literally your ex-boyfriend. You know what I mean. You're being difficult about this." I hung up, went to the concert alone, spent the whole time fuming. When Jessica got home that night, around midnight, she acted like nothing was wrong. "How was the show? Would have been better with you there." I said I was sorry. Brett really needed me. And I needed my girlfriend to show up for plans we made 2 months ago. She sighed, That frustrated sigh that meant she thought I was being unreasonable. Why are you making this into a big thing? Because you ditched me for your ex. I was being a good friend to someone going through a hard time. If you can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. We dropped it. Went to bed angry. Didn't talk about it again. But it kept happening. She'd cancel plans with me for Brett. Dinner reservations I'd made. A weekend trip to the coast we'd planned. Even movie night at home, our Thursday tradition, got bumped multiple times because Brett wanted company. I tried talking to her about it calmly. I feel like I'm competing with Brett for your time. That's ridiculous. You're my boyfriend. He's just a friend. Then why do you prioritize him over me? I don't. You're being insecure. There was that word again. Insecure. Like my feelings weren't valid. The final straw came 3 weeks ago. I got a job offer. Big cybersecurity firm based in Dublin, Ireland. They'd been courting me for months. Wanted me to head their European operations. The salary was insane. Nearly triple what I was making. Full relocation package, housing allowance, company car. I'd been turning them down because of Jessica. We'd built a life in Portland. Her job was here. Her family was here. I couldn't just ask her to uproot everything. But after months of being second priority to Brett, I was starting to reconsider. I brought it up over dinner at home. Remember that company in Dublin that's been trying to recruit me? The one you said no to? I haven't officially said no. They reached out again with an even better offer. She barely looked up from her phone. That's nice. Jessica, I'm trying to have a serious conversation. She put her phone down. Okay, what about it? They want an answer by next week. It's a really good opportunity. But you're not taking it, right? Your life is here. Our life is here. Theoretically. But lately it feels like your life is wherever Brett is. Her expression hardened. Don't start this again. I'm not starting anything. I'm stating facts. You spend more time with him than with me. You cancel our plans for him constantly. I'm just wondering if you'd even notice if I left. That's not fair. What's not fair is me trying to build a future with someone who's still hung up on her ex. I'm not hung up on Brett. We're friends. Why can't you accept that? Because friends don't cancel on their partners to console their friend about not getting a promotion. Friends don't text heart emojis and inside jokes constantly. Friends don't make their current relationship feel like an afterthought. Jessica stood up. You know what? If you can't accept me seeing my ex, maybe we should end this now. I'm not going to be controlled by someone who can't handle me having male friends. I looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman I'd planned to propose to was giving me an ultimatum. Her ex-boyfriend or me. You're absolutely right, I said. She blinked. What? You're right. If you need to see Brett that badly, we should end this. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying you need to trust me. I did trust you. But trust goes both ways, and you've shown me exactly where I rank in your priorities. So yeah, let's end this. You're being dramatic. I'm being honest. This isn't working anymore. You can have Brett. I'm done. I got up, went to my home office, and replied to the Dublin recruiter. I'm ready to accept the position. When do you need me to start? Jessica followed me. What are you doing? Accepting the job. In Dublin? You can't be serious. Completely serious. So what? You're just going to leave? Leave us. There is no us anymore, Jessica. You made that choice when you chose Brett over me for the 100th time. I never chose him over you. You literally just gave me an ultimatum. Accept you seeing your ex or end the relationship. I'm choosing to end it. She started crying. I didn't think you'd actually leave. Then you don't know me as well as you thought. The next 3 weeks were hell. We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, both on the lease. She stayed in the master bedroom. I took the guest room. We barely spoke except to coordinate bathroom schedules and who got the kitchen when. She tried multiple times to talk things through. I refused. There was nothing to talk through. She'd shown me who she was, and I believed her. I started packing. The company was handling my shipping, but I had to sort through 4 years of accumulated stuff. What to take, what to sell, what to leave behind. Jessica watched me pack one night. You're really doing this? Yep. What about everything we built here? What did we build, Jessica? Seriously, what? You built a friendship with Brett. I built a career. We just happened to live in the same apartment. That's not true. We had something real. We did. Past tense. You traded it for whatever you're doing with Brett. I'm not doing anything with Brett. We're just friends. Keep telling yourself that. I told my family. My mom cried but understood. My dad said, sometimes you gotta know when to fold. My sister said, good. She sounded like she was using you as a backup plan anyway. I told my friends. They were shocked, but supportive. My buddy Carlos said, "Bro, I've been wondering when you'd finally ditch her. She's been all over that Brett guy for months." Wait, you noticed? Everyone noticed. We just didn't want to say anything. Great. So I'd been the only one in denial. Work gave me a going-away party. Nice dinner, some gag gifts about surviving Irish weather, genuine well wishes. My boss pulled me aside. "This is the right move for you. Career-wise, and probably personally. Fresh start." 2 days before my flight, Jessica tried one last time. "Please don't go. I'll stop seeing Brett. I'll do whatever you want. Just please stay. I don't want you to stop seeing Brett because I'm making you. I wanted you to prioritize our relationship because you wanted to. You didn't. So I'm out. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. Mistakes are one-time things. You made a choice, repeatedly, for months. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. Where does this leave us? It leaves you here and me in Dublin. That's it." The morning of my flight, I finished packing my last suitcase. Jessica was at work. We'd said our awkward goodbye the night before. No hugs, just a sad, "good luck," from her and a nod from me. I called an Uber to the airport, went through security, grabbed coffee, sat at my gate, waiting to board. My phone buzzed. "Jessica, are we really not going to talk before you leave?" I stared at the message. "Jessica, after 4 years, you're just gone? No real goodbye. Jessica, please, can we at least talk on the phone?" I opened my camera, took a selfie. Me, tired but smiling, gate number visible behind me showing Dublin on the departure board. Sent it to her with no caption. She tried calling immediately. I declined. "Jessica, you're really leaving." "Jessica, I can't believe this." "Jessica, fine. Go. See if I care." I boarded the plane, found my seat, and blocked her number. Dublin was incredible. The job was everything they'd promised. Great team, cutting-edge projects, actual work-life balance. The city was beautiful, the people were friendly, and I was making more money than I'd ever imagined. I got an apartment in the Docklands area. Modern place, great view, walking distance to the office. Started exploring pubs, joined a soccer league. They called it football. I adapted, made friends with co-workers and other expats. A month in, my sister texted me. "Just so you know, Jessica and Brett are officially together." Saw it on Instagram. "Shocking," I replied. "You okay?" "Completely fine." And I was. If anything, it validated everything. She'd wanted Brett all along. I was just the stable option while she figured that out. 2 months in, I met someone. Her name was Siobhan, pronounced Siobhan, which took me a week to get right. She was a software developer, born and raised in Dublin, with this dry sense of humor that had me laughing constantly. We met at a pub quiz. My team needed an extra person. She was sitting alone. We asked her to join. She knew every answer to the music round and sealed our victory. "You're American," she said after we won. "Guilty. Portland, Oregon. Never been. What brings you to Dublin?" "New job. And a bad breakup." "Ah, the classic geographic cure. Does it work?" "So far, yeah." We exchanged numbers. Started texting. Went on a proper date the next week. It was easy in a way things with Jessica never were. Siobhan was direct, communicated clearly, showed up when she said she would. 3 months into dating her, I realized what I'd been missing. Partnership. Actual partnership where both people want to be there. For months after I left Portland, Jessica somehow got my work email. "I know you blocked me, but I need to tell you something. Brett and I tried dating. It didn't work. We're too different now, and I realized what I had with you. I miss you. I miss us. Is there any way you'd consider giving us another chance?" I read it sitting in my Dublin apartment. Siobhan making tea in my kitchen, rain pattering against the windows. I hit delete. Didn't respond. Didn't need to. That selfie from the departure gate said everything that needed to be said. 6 months in, I got promoted. Led security architect, even bigger salary, managing a team of 12 people across 3 countries. My boss said, "Best decision we ever made, bringing you here." I thought about where I'd been a year ago, sitting in Portland, begging for scraps of attention from someone who didn't value me. Now I'm here, thriving professionally, happy personally, living a life I actually chose. Jessica gave me an ultimatum thinking I'd back down. Instead, I chose myself. That departure gate selfie is still on my phone. I look at it sometimes, not because I miss her, but because it reminds me of the moment I decided I was worth more. Best flight I ever took.